Hello everyone, welcome to SAP2000 video tutorial. In this video, we will see how to define response spectrum. So to define response spectrum, we will go to define toolbar, then we'll go to functions and then response spectrum. So from this window, we'll select standard. So as I live in Turkey, I'll select Turkish standard 2018 and then I will select add new function. So from this window, we can name the function. So in shortcut I can write rs response spectrum. As you can see the parameters, so we have 0.2 seconds spectral acceleration, we have 1 second spectral acceleration. So these are called short period and long period acceleration. We need these two values. After that we need long period transition period, which can be varied from region to region. And then we have site class, so it depends on the soil properties. Is it A, B, C, D, E and F. So if I want to elaborate this thing, let me show you. So from here we can see that ZA, B, C, D, E, F. So site class ZA, that means intact rock, with VS value for the first 30 meter is greater than 1500. This is a velocity in meter per second. And then ZB is weathered rock. So A and B are mainly the rock, and then ZC, D, E are for the clay and sand. So as you can see, ZC very dense sand and hard clay, whose VS value in between 360 to 760, and ZD is medium sand or stiff clay but has the VS value of 180 to 360, and ZE, which is loose sand or soft clay, which has the VS value less than 180, and ZF is the other type of soil. So we can ask, or anyone can ask, what is VS30? We have the definition for VS here. According to the Turkish Seismic Design Code, the local site classes are defined as ZA, B, C, D, E and F depending on the mean shear wave velocity. So at VS30 is the mean shear wave velocity, the uppermost for the first 30 meter of the soil or rock profile. Suppose we got VS30 value as 446 from a sample. So in which class that soil is? The local soil class will be ZC, as the value is in between 360 to 700, which is very dense sand or hard clay. If anyone wants to know about the VS for them, we can add a little bit more information. So here is the formula of VS30. VS30, which is a velocity we have mentioned earlier in meter per second, is equals to 30 meter divided by the summation of the ratio between H by V. So here H is the thickness of the layer from I to N, and the VSI is the average velocity in that region or in that layer. So for the VS average velocity, we have another formula here for VS is equals to Z, which is the depth within which the average shear wave velocity is calculated, divided by summation H by VSI. From this formula we can get the VS value. So these are the site class, the classification of the soil. So depending on the soil class, the FS and F1, so FS is the short period and F1 is the long period, which is for 1 second. So these values depends on the site class. As we change the site, the properties of the site, the values are also changes. Then we have design spectrum direction. So we can apply the response spectrum in two directions. One is horizontal and another one is in vertical direction. So we mainly apply in the horizontal direction. The most important thing is SDS and SD1. So short period term acceleration and the long period spectrum acceleration. SDS is equals to Fs times SS. S1 is equals to F1 times S1. SS, S1, as you have said earlier, we need to input these two values and then we need to define the type of the soil, then the SDS S1 will be calculated by the program automatically. So how can we get this SS and S1? So in Turkey it is super easy to get these two values. If I want to show you, here is the website. So from this website we can get those SS and S1 values. So how can we get those values? This is Turkey Earthquake Hazard Maps interactive web application only for Turkey. As you can see, from reporting we can give the name of the reporting title as I have written sample, and the earthquake ground motion level, important parameter. So we need to know ground motion level. So what are these things? DD1, 2, 3, 4. If you wanna elaborate this thing, earthquake ground motion levels. As you can see, DD1 probability of accidents in 50 years is only 2% with a return period of 2475. So it's a long period to recurring the earthquake. DD2 probability of accidents in 50 years is 10% with a return period of 475. This is also long. This is too long. This is long. And DD3 probability of accidents in 50 years is 50% with a return period of 72%. This is short. And DD4 probability of accidents in 50 years is 68% with a return period of 43. This is super short. So what we mainly see in ground to motion levels is the return period. So the return period shows us that how often earthquake occurs on that region. So the return period, if the return period is 43, so the earthquake happens so often. It depends on the region. We get the information from that region, particular region where we want to build the structure, and after that we will select these ground motion levels. I hope you understand. So I'll select DD3, which is short, kind of not super short but short period, and then local ground class I'll select ZC, which is very dense sand, and then we have to specify the position or the ground where we want to build this structure. We can also select the point from the map by clicking here. We will click on the map or expected place. We'll select, and as you can see the latitude and longitude has been changed. So now we can calculate the values by clicking here. So as you can see, the reports are ready. It is in Turkish language, so I face a little bit problem to understand, but I have really not big problem. As we are talking about, we need the SS value and the S1 value. Here are the values. It is calculated by the website. We can ask the detailed results by clicking here. We have all the detailed results here. So we have the soil class. Here we can see for the first 30 meters our VS value, our N60 value, which is penetration number, and CU. CU was consolidated under an triaxial test. We can get it from the soil mechanics. So it has unit in kilopascal. So depending on these values, our soil type can be classified. After that, we have the FS value. It depends on ZC and depending also SS value. As our SS value is 0.35, it was here. SS 0.35, S1 0.102. So as it is 0.35 in between these two, so it will be 1.3. As you can see, the value of Fs is equals to 1.3. After that, we have F1. So we'll define F1. It will also depend on S1. So our S1 value is 0.102. It is in between these first two columns. So the value will be 1.5. Here as you can see, F1 value is 1.5. After that, the design spectral acceleration coefficient SDS is calculated is equals to Fs times SS, which is 0.455, and ST1 long period is also calculated 0.153. After that, in the last stage, we have horizontally elastic design spectrum and we have vertical elastic design spectrum. So we have the formulas. We can calculate the SAT and SADT. So this is vertical direction, this is horizontal direction. We have all the data to calculate, and we have taken the long period transition period as 6 seconds. So in this way we can calculate those values. So mainly we are taking the value of SS and S1 from this report. We'll input those data here, 0.350, and for S1 it was 0.102, and the long period transition period was 6. Site class was ZC, horizontal. So as you can see, SDS has been calculated, SD1 also calculated. So the value which has been calculated by the program and from the website, like almost the same. As you can see, SDS 0.455, SD1 0.2153. Let's see there. So here as you can see, SDS is equals to 0.455, the same, and SD1 is equals to 0.153. All set. So we can click on OK and once again OK. So in this way, we can define the response spectrum in SAP2000. I hope this video helped you a lot. So if you like this video, please subscribe, like and share. So I hope I will see you in the next video.